weary traveler to this quiet moment of rest. As you settle into your most comfortable space, allow your body to gently relax. Feel the soft support beneath you, the quiet warmth around you. Take a slow, deep breath in, and as you exhale, release any lingering thoughts of the day. Just listen now and let your mind drift softly with the story. This is a safe haven, a gentle space where the world's worries fade into the background. Gentle crackling, fire in background tonight. We journey to a place rarely seen by the hurried adventurers. A sanctuary tucked away in the heart of an ancient guild hall. It's an archive, not of dusty records, but of whispered histories and forgotten lore. The air here is still, carrying only the subtle, comforting scent of old parchment, dry ink, and polished wood. As you step inside, your eyes gently adjust to the soft, warm glow emanating from scattered lamps and a distant, flickering hearth, casting long, peaceful shadows that dance on the high walls. Rows upon rows of massive oak shelves rise gracefully towards a vaulted ceiling, filled with countless leather-bound tomes and carefully rolled scrolls. Each one holds a story, a map, a legend waiting patiently for a quiet reader. The silence in this grand chamber is profound, a deep, comforting quiet, broken only by the soft, rhythmic click of a grandfather clock in a distant corridor, a gentle reminder of time passing without urgency. You notice a large, worn wooden desk positioned thoughtfully in the center of the room, illuminated by a single, warm lantern. Upon its smooth surface lies a half-unfurled map, its edges softened by countless years, hinting at journeys across realms both known and unknown. This is where the world's quiet tales come to rest, watched over by the soft, steady light, a place of peace and endless discovery. The gentle light from the glowing orbs above casts long, soft shadows across the towering shelves, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stillness. Here, within the Library of Whispers, time seems to slow to an almost imperceptible crawl. Each bound volume, from the smallest leather-bound journal to the thickest tome of forgotten lore, hums with its own silent history. You might notice the subtle scent of aged parchment and dry ink mingling with the faint, earthy aroma of the ancient mountain stone that forms the very walls of this sanctuary. Moving deeper into the vast space, your gaze drifts past alcoves where scholars once pored over star charts and scribes painstakingly copied illuminated manuscripts. Now they stand empty, bathed in the same quiet light, waiting for the next seeker of knowledge. The wooden floors, worn smooth by countless footsteps over countless centuries, emit only the softest creak, a gentle sigh of memory with each passing moment. A comfortable, overstuffed armchair sits tucked into a secluded nook, its velvet faded but inviting, next to a small carved table upon which rests a single, opened book. Its pages are blank, awaiting a new story, a new dream. The air itself feels imbued with a sense of gentle wisdom, a quiet understanding of all that has been and all that might yet be. There is no rush here, no urgency, only the profound peace of a place dedicated to contemplation. The soft light seems to deepen, embracing everything in a warm, amber glow, inviting rest. You observe the intricate carvings on a distant pillar, depicting ancient constellations, their quiet beauty a testament to the patient hands that shaped this haven. All around, the hushed presence of untold stories settles like a comforting blanket, inviting you to simply be and to let your thoughts drift and settle like the dust motes in the tranquil air. The soft glow from a nearby, unseen source paints the air with a gentle warmth, illuminating the path ahead. It's not a path of stone or earth, but one woven from whispers and forgotten echoes. Here, the very dust motes seem to dance with ancient knowledge, catching the light as they slowly, gently descend. You notice a low, sturdy wooden table, smooth with age and polished by countless years of quiet study, positioned at the center of a small, tranquil alcove. Upon its surface rests a single, leather-bound volume, its spine worn but unbroken, hinting at countless journeys contained within its pages. The room itself seems to breathe, filled with the comforting scent of aged paper and a faint, distant aroma of cedar. No jarring sound disturbs the profound tranquility, save for the almost imperceptible rustle of turning pages in your imagination, or the gentle creak of a distant beam settling deeper into its long slumber. Your gaze settles on the book, its cover plain, unadorned, inviting no grand pronouncements, only quiet contemplation. It sits open, not to a dramatic climax, but to a beautifully rendered map, depicting a serene, unnamed coastline, dotted with tiny, stylized lighthouses. Each one glows with a minuscule, steady light, guiding phantom ships through imagined, placid waters. The details are fine, delicate, yet clear, drawn with a hand that understood both artistry and adventure, but always with a deep sense of peace. The air is still, the world outside this haven forgotten, as you simply observe the quiet beauty of this crafted landscape, feeling the gentle rhythm of the story unfold without urgency, allowing your own thoughts to drift like those imaginary ships, slowly, peacefully, towards rest. The imaginary ships of your thoughts continue their gentle journey, carrying you deeper into the quiet heart of this ancient place. The grand hall, with its towering shelves and distant, soft echoes, begins to recede. You find yourself drifting along a narrower, more secluded corridor, where the air feels even stiller, as if time itself has slowed to a hush. Here, the light dims slightly, softened by the filtered rays that find their way through tall, narrow windows set high in the stone walls. The corridor is lined not with open shelves, but with closed wooden cabinets, each bearing intricate, faded carvings of celestial charts and mythical beasts. Some cabinets have small brass plaques, their inscriptions worn smooth by centuries of quiet reverence. A faint, sweet scent of aged parchment and dry cedar wood hangs in the air, a comforting aroma that speaks of forgotten stories and wisdom preserved. Soft rustle of pages, very distant. Ahead, a gentle glow beckons from around a bend. It's not the bright, illuminating light of the main hall, but a softer, warmer radiance, like that of a single, carefully tended lantern or a low-burning hearth. As you draw closer, the path widens into a small, circular alcove, a sanctuary within the vast archive. Here, a low, round table is set, adorned with a half-unrolled, ancient map. Its edges are frayed, and the ink has faded in places, but the lines still hint at continents and seas long since reshaped or forgotten, whispering tales of journeys taken in times beyond memory. Everything here invites a deep, peaceful calm, allowing your mind to settle into the quiet embrace of history. As your gaze softly drifts across the laden shelves, you might notice the subtle shifts in the light, how it catches dust motes dancing in the quiet air, or illuminates the spines of books too ancient to bear legible titles. Some are bound in leather that gleams with the patina of ages, others in materials unknown, perhaps wood or even soft, pressed metal, cool to the touch. Each volume is a sealed vessel of time, holding within its pages stories of quests completed, spells unraveled, and forgotten lands rediscovered. The very air here feels aged, carrying the faint, comforting scent of parchment, old wood, and a whisper of something floral, like dried herbs tucked away centuries ago. It's a scent that invites introspection, a gentle invitation to let your own thoughts drift and settle. You might imagine the quiet scholars who once walked these very aisles, their footsteps muffled by time, their hands carefully turning these very pages under the soft glow of a flickering lantern. Perhaps your eyes are drawn to a small, enclosed alcove, a study nook nestled amidst taller stacks. Within, a heavy, dark wooden desk stands, slightly worn smooth where countless hands have rested. A single, unlit candle sits in a pewter holder, its wick ready for a flame, next to a quill and an inkwell, both long dry but patiently waiting. It's a scene frozen in time, a testament to quiet devotion and endless curiosity. This nook feels like a safe harbor, a place where knowledge was once sought and gently preserved, now simply resting, inviting you to rest alongside it. Soft, distant rustling of pages. The tranquility here is absolute, a deep, comforting stillness that wraps around you like a warm, ancient cloak, inviting you to linger in its peaceful embrace. The tranquility here is absolute, a deep, comforting stillness that wraps around you like a warm, ancient cloak, inviting you to linger in its peaceful embrace. The silence itself seems to hum with ancient knowledge, a gentle, almost imperceptible vibration that resonates with the thousands of stories resting on these shelves. A faint, earthy scent of aged paper and polished wood drifts on the still air, a comforting aroma unique to places where history is carefully preserved. Soft light, filtered through high, arched windows, casts long, dancing shadows across the rows of meticulously organized volumes. It's a light that doesn't disturb, but rather illuminates the dust motes as they drift lazily, almost purposefully, through the quiet beams. This quiet beckons a gentle exploration, drawing your attention to a particular alcove. Here, a worn, leather-bound tome rests slightly ajar on a small, intricately carved lectern. Its pages, brittle with time, hint at diagrams of constellations long since forgotten, or maps of territories that exist now only in legend. A single, delicate feather quill lies beside it, as if its keeper has only just stepped away for a moment, leaving the secrets of the cosmos patiently waiting to be rediscovered in the soft glow. The soft glow seems to emanate from the very pages of the open book, a gentle, almost ethereal light that warmly illuminates the ancient wood of the desk. Its cover, a deep, worn leather, is intricately etched with symbols that seem to subtly shift and shimmer in your peripheral vision, hinting at forgotten constellations and celestial pathways. A faint, sweet scent, like old parchment mingling with dried lavender, lingers pleasantly in the air, a perfume of ages past, inviting peaceful contemplation. This delicate feather quill, too, holds a silent story. Its tip, still dark with ink, suggests that profound thoughts were being committed to paper just moments ago, perhaps notes on the very cosmic mysteries contained within the open tome. The room itself feels suspended, high above the world, yet utterly grounded in its quiet purpose. Beyond the immediate circle of the desk, the vastness of the mountain library stretches on, filled with hushed aisles of towering shelves. Each shelf is a silent guardian of knowledge, holding countless volumes, their spines a kaleidoscope of forgotten titles and binding colors. The air here is utterly still, disturbed only by the occasional, almost imperceptible creak of aging timber, a gentle sigh from the very mountain itself settling around you. You might imagine a faint, distant whisper carried on an unseen breeze, not of words, but of accumulated stories echoing softly through the high vaulted ceilings. It's a sound that doesn't intrude, but rather wraps around you, a comforting blanket woven from centuries of quiet contemplation. The soft, otherworldly light from the book casts long, dancing shadows of shelf-lined walls across the polished stone floor. This isn't merely a library. It feels like a sanctuary, a calm haven carved into the heart of the world, where time itself slows to a gentle, reflective pace, inviting a deep, unworried rest. The gentle hum of the mountain's core seems to resonate through the very stones, a lullaby from ancient times. Soft, distant creaking, almost imperceptible, the gentle hum of the mountain's core continues its soft thrumming, a deep, steady rhythm that cradles the silence within these ancient depths. The path here narrows slightly, guiding you deeper into the stone's quiet embrace, away from the wider passages. Faint, cool air drifts from ahead, carrying with it the subtle, earthy scent of ancient rock, and something else, something dry and hushed, like forgotten parchment or very old, well-kept wood. It is a scent of history patiently preserved. The walls, once smooth and monolithic, begin to show signs of deliberate shaping. Not crude chisel marks, but elegant, almost imperceptible lines that hint at an older, more refined craft. As you follow the subtle contours of the passage, the soft glow from an unseen source ahead intensifies just enough to reveal a series of shallow, recessed alcoves carved directly into the living rock. Each alcove is empty, like shelves patiently awaiting their treasures, yet they hold a quiet presence, suggesting a purpose long ago fulfilled. Perhaps they once held small artifacts or served as quiet spots for reflection. A soft, almost imperceptible shimmer catches the light further along the path. It's not a reflection, but a faint, luminous moss, a soft green light clinging to the stone, tracing the outline of a low, wide archway. This archway does not lead to an open chamber, but rather to a short, descending passage, its steps worn smooth by ages of quiet passage. The air here feels utterly still, as if holding its breath, anticipating the quiet arrival of a visitor, or perhaps simply preserving the deep peace. The mountain breathes around you, a slow, deep, comforting presence, a silent guardian of quiet knowledge. Soft, distant stone grinding, very gentle, the mountain breathes around you, a slow, deep, comforting presence, a silent guardian of quiet knowledge. You feel its gentle hum resonating through the very stone beneath your feet, a low, steady pulse that has echoed through ages. It's a rhythm that has cradled countless stories, theories, and forgotten wisdom within these very walls. As you step deeper into the library's quiet heart, the air feels even softer, imbued with the faint, sweet scent of aged paper and dry stone. Overhead, the high, vaulted ceiling seems to stretch into a gentle, artificial twilight, illuminated by the soft, diffused glow of ancient, enchanted crystals embedded within the rock. They cast no harsh glare, only a warm, ambient light that allows every carefully placed volume to be seen without effort, yet gently invites your eyelids to grow heavy. Your gaze drifts across towering shelves, carved directly from the mountain's granite, smoothed and polished over centuries. Each alcove holds countless leather-bound tomes, their spines a mosaic of faded gold lettering, intricate symbols, and sometimes no marking at all, as if their contents are known only to the mountain itself or to those who have journeyed to seek them. A soft, almost imperceptible breeze whispers through the passages, a breath of the mountain, carrying with it the quiet rustle of invisible pages turning, or perhaps just the settling dust of forgotten eras. You find yourself drawn to a small, circular reading nook, a perfect half-moon carved into the rock face, lined with a smooth, cool stone bench. A single, small, circular window, no larger than a dinner plate, offers a glimpse of the ink-high, star-dusted sky outside, a tiny portal to the vastness beyond the mountain's protective embrace. It's a place where one could sit for an eternity, lost between the pages and the stars, completely at peace. Soft, distant chime, like glass or crystal. That soft, distant chime, like glass or crystal, seems to gently mark a passage, a subtle shift in the quiet air of the mountain library. It beckons you deeper, not with urgency, but with a quiet invitation to explore the older, more secluded corridors. Your steps are hushed on the polished stone, echoing only in the softest way, absorbed quickly by the towering shelves. As you move away from the windowed alcove, the light shifts, becoming softer, a warm, diffused glow from hidden lamps nestled high among the rafters. You find yourself at the foot of a grand, sweeping spiral staircase, its wrought iron banister cool and smooth beneath your fingertips. Each step upward reveals new layers of shelves, curving around the central shaft, holding books bound in faded leather and thick, ancient vellum. The scent of aged paper and dry cedar wood fills the air here, a comforting, timeless aroma. Dust motes dance lazily in the lamp glow, suspended in the stillness, like tiny, slow-moving stars within this quiet, learned cosmos. The higher you ascend, the more secluded it feels, as if climbing into the very heart of the mountain's wisdom. On one of the upper landings, a small, circular reading table with 2 worn chairs sits by a narrow, unadorned window, offering a different, more intimate view of the starry night. Here, the books seem even older, their titles whispered rather than read, bound in materials that hint at forgotten crafts. Perhaps it is a section dedicated to the lore of the mountains themselves, or to the quiet histories of the scholars who once walked these very halls. The atmosphere is one of profound tranquility, a gentle hush that invites contemplation, or simply peaceful rest. The soft light from a small, ornate desk lamp illuminates a single, open book, its delicate pages filled with elegant, faded script. Gentle creak of old wood, very subtle, the soft light from a small, ornate desk lamp illuminates a single, open book, its delicate pages filled with elegant, faded script. The words tell a tale not of grand battles or urgent quests, but of quiet wanderings through forgotten paths, of ancient trees that held secrets older than time, and of the gentle ebb and flow of magical currents across the land. Each sentence is a whisper, inviting the reader to journey inward, to find peace in the stillness of the narrative. A faint, earthy scent of aged paper and dried ink drifts from the pages, a comforting aroma that speaks of countless hours spent in quiet contemplation within these hallowed walls. Subtle crackle of old parchment turning as your gaze gently lifts from the illuminated text. It drifts across the immediate surroundings. The desk itself is crafted from dark, polished wood, bearing the smooth patina of centuries of use. Beside the lamp, a small, intricate hourglass, its sand a fine, shimmering gold, marks the slow, unhurried passage of time, each grain a silent testament to patience. Beyond the desk, the towering bookshelves rise like silent sentinels, their dark wood almost disappearing into the soft shadows of the distant corners of the chamber. Rows upon rows of leather-bound volumes, some thick and imposing, others slender and unassuming, stand in orderly silence. A subtle dust motes dance lazily in the lamp's gentle glow, visible only if one looks very closely, adding to the serene, timeless atmosphere of the mountain library. The air here is still, cool, and carries the faint, sweet scent of cedar and old paper, a fragrance that lulls the senses into a state of deep calm. High above, faint outlines of arched ceilings suggest the immense scale of this repository of knowledge, though the details are softened by the gentle darkness. It feels as though the very walls absorb any hint of unrest, leaving only quietude. This peaceful sanctuary, nestled high in the mountains, offers a gentle embrace, a place where all narratives eventually settle into a soothing rhythm, promising nothing but tranquil rest. From the welcoming quietude of the sanctuary, your gentle journey continues deeper inward. You find yourself in a spacious chamber, its walls lined with shelves reaching towards a high, vaulted ceiling. Thousands upon thousands of volumes rest here, their spines a kaleidoscope of muted colors, each holding a fragment of ages past. The air is still, carrying only the faintest, sweet scent of old parchment and polished wood, a fragrance of history and quiet learning. Soft, distant rustling of pages, a soft, golden light filters in through tall, narrow windows, cut deep into the mountain stone, casting long, peaceful shadows across the polished floor. This isn't a place of frantic study, but rather one of quiet contemplation. Scattered throughout the room are comfortable, cushioned armchairs, some with their backs to the shelves, others angled towards the large, arched windows that offer glimpses of the star-dusted night sky. You can almost feel the smooth, cool stone beneath your fingertips if you were to reach out, contrasting with the soft, warm fabric of the chairs. You notice a small, unoccupied reading nook, bathed in the gentle glow of a single, flickering lantern. A soft, woven blanket is draped over the armrest of a plush armchair, hinting at recent, tranquil occupancy. It invites you to settle, to simply observe the profound stillness. The silence here is deep, broken only by the occasional, almost musical creak of an old floorboard settling, or the barely perceptible whisper of the wind outside, a distant sigh across the mountain peaks. There's no rush, no pressing need, just the silent presence of countless stories and the promise of undisturbed peace. Each book is a world untold, waiting patiently. But for now, their narratives sleep, just as you are invited to do. The chamber breathes with a quiet, ancient rhythm, a gentle lullaby, whispered by the mountains themselves, cradling every quiet thought. The quiet hum of the mountain library continues, a steady, comforting presence that seems to emanate from the very stone itself. It's a sound woven from ages past, a soft echo of forgotten footsteps and hushed whispers from scholars long departed. Within this vast, serene expanse, each shelf holds not just books, but entire universes suspended in time, waiting for a gentle touch to awaken them once more. Soft, low rumble of mountain wind, you might notice a subtle shift in the air, a faint coolness from the deeper caverns, mingling with the warm, earthy scent of ancient paper and the lingering fragrance of cedar wood. Perhaps you drift toward a secluded corner where the main thoroughfare of towering shelves gives way to smaller, more intimate alcoves carved directly into the rock. Here, the light, always soft and indirect, seems to gather more intensely, painting the worn spines of the oldest texts with a gentle amber glow. These are the archives of dreams, the chronicles of journeys that spanned kingdoms and epochs, now resting in peaceful slumber. One can almost feel the weight of countless stories, each a tiny world within its cover, breathing slowly, steadily. No hurried turning of pages here, no urgent quest to uncover a lost secret, just the quiet contemplation of what was, what is, and the gentle promise of peaceful rest. The air itself feels heavy with narrative, yet light with stillness, inviting you to simply be within the quiet heart of this mountain library. Imagine the dust motes dancing in the faint beams of light, tiny specks of forgotten lore, shimmering like distant stars. The wood of the shelves, smooth and cool to the touch, has absorbed centuries of quiet wisdom. Every surface, every shadowed nook, feels like a testament to enduring calm. The world outside, with its clamor and its demands, fades further away with each soft, rhythmic breath you take, leaving only this sanctuary of silent tales. The mountain library, a guardian of peace, holds you gently in its keeping, a timeless haven where thoughts can settle and dreams can begin their soft ascent. The soft glow of the library's interior continues to envelop you, a gentle warmth against the cool mountain air that whispers beyond its sturdy walls. You drift deeper now, past towering shelves filled with volumes whose spines tell of countless ages. Each book, a silent sentinel, holds secrets and stories within its delicate pages, waiting patiently to be discovered or simply to rest. Your gentle exploration leads you to a quiet alcove slightly set apart from the main hall, where a single, tall, arched window offers a breathtaking glimpse of the starlit sky outside, framed by the dark, majestic peaks of the mountain range. On a small, polished wooden table beneath this window, a single open book lies, its illuminated script softly inviting, a beacon of serene knowledge. Perhaps it's an ancient chronicle of celestial movements, or a meticulously drawn map of forgotten constellations carefully preserved across epochs. The pages are thick, parchment-like, their edges slightly softened by time, turning with an almost imperceptible rustle, as if a gentle, ancient breeze still passes through this timeless room. The air here is still and clean, carrying only the faint, sweet scent of aged paper and quiet contemplation. You notice a comfortable, high-backed chair next to the table, inviting quiet repose. This hidden corner, bathed in the soft, ambient light filtering from within the library and the distant starlight, feels like a private chamber of dreams, where time itself slows to a patient, rhythmic beat, inviting your mind to settle deeper into its peaceful rhythm. Safe within the heart of the mountain, here within this gentle, softly lit cavern, the air itself seems to carry the scent of aged parchment and cool stone, a comforting blend that whispers of forgotten tales. The soft glow, perhaps from hidden luminescent mosses or carefully placed, enchanted crystals, traces patterns along the smooth rock walls, illuminating shelves carved directly into the mountain's embrace. These shelves hold not just books, but stories, maps, and scrolls, each a silent guardian of epochs past, their knowledge resting quietly, undisturbed. You might notice a faint, almost imperceptible hum, like a distant, contented sigh of the mountain itself, or the quiet rustle of a page turned by an unseen, gentle breeze. It's a sound that doesn't disrupt, but rather deepens the stillness, anchoring you further into this tranquil space. The light here is never harsh, only soft and diffuse, inviting your eyes to rest, allowing shadows to lengthen and soften into velvet pools in the corners of the cavern. Each alcove, each carved niche, seems to cradle a unique collection. Some scrolls bound with silk ribbons, others in sturdy leather covers worn smooth by time, all arranged with a quiet reverence. This is a place where information doesn't demand, but simply exists, waiting patiently, surrounded by the mountain's ancient wisdom, inviting you to simply be and to breathe gently as the stories themselves breathe in their quiet repose. The mountain library, indeed, does not demand, but simply exists, waiting patiently, surrounded by the mountain's ancient wisdom, inviting you to simply be and to breathe gently as the stories themselves breathe in their quiet repose. As you linger in this profound stillness, your gaze might drift along the tall, dark wood shelves, their surfaces smoothed by centuries of gentle touch. Each shelf holds rows upon rows of volumes, not uniformly neat, but arranged with a quiet care that speaks of countless hands poring over their pages. The spines are varied, some leather-bound and faded to soft browns and greens, others covered in thick, woven cloth, their titles worn whispers of old languages. A soft, ambient glow emanates not from a single source, but seems to seep from the very air, catching the dust motes that dance lazily in the currents, like tiny, forgotten stars. This gentle illumination highlights the subtle imperfections of the ancient tomes, a slightly torn cover, a page corner dog-eared by a long-past reader, the faint scent of aged paper and dry herbs. It's a scent that tells tales of its own, of forgotten times and quiet discoveries. You can almost feel the cool, dry air against your skin, a sensation that deepens the sense of peace. The mountain's breath, it feels, is a slow, steady rhythm that cradles this hallowed space, allowing the stories to slumber and awaken in their own gentle time. Just as you may now feel your own thoughts begin to slow, settling into this quiet rhythm. The silence here is not empty, but filled with the soft hum of history, a quiet symphony of all that has been written and remembered. The soft hum of history, a quiet symphony of all that has been written and remembered, seems to gently guide your steps deeper into the very heart of this mountain library. The tall, arched doorways, carved directly from the solid rock of the mountain itself, silently invite you to explore further along these ancient passages. You pass by colossal shelves that stretch upwards, far beyond the reach of any ladder, filled with countless tomes bound in aged leather and ancient cloth, their titles faded but their stories enduring. As you wander, the air remains cool and remarkably still, carrying only the faintest, almost imperceptible scent of old paper, dry parchment, and cool, damp stone. Here, the light begins to shift. It's no longer the brighter, natural glow filtering from the upper windows you glimpsed earlier, but a softer, more diffused radiance. This gentle illumination seems to emanate from luminous, crystalline orbs which float effortlessly and silently between the towering bookshelves. They cast a warm, amber glow that bathes the endless rows of forgotten wisdom, illuminating their spines with a soft, inviting light. Each orb pulses with a steady, almost imperceptible rhythm, like a quiet, comforting heartbeat in the vast, still silence of this subterranean sanctuary. You find yourself drifting into a wider, more open chamber, perhaps a central reading hall. Grand, ornate pillars, intricately etched with ancient, swirling patterns, rise gracefully from the smoothly polished stone floor to support the soaring, vaulted ceiling far above. Small, comfortable alcoves are built into the thick walls of this hall, each containing a sturdy, polished wooden table and a deeply cushioned, inviting seat, seemingly waiting patiently for a quiet scholar to settle in. The silence here is profound, a deep, pervasive quietude, broken only by the almost silent rustle of your own movements and the gentle, distant echo of the mountain itself, breathing quietly around this timeless sanctuary of knowledge. It's a place where time itself seems to slow its ceaseless march, allowing every thought and every feeling to unfurl at its own peaceful, unhurried pace. It's a place where time itself seems to slow its ceaseless march, allowing every thought and every feeling to unfurl at its own peaceful, unhurried pace. As you continue to wander deeper into its hushed embrace, the air grows cooler, carrying the faint, clean scent of old paper and distant mountain stone. Perhaps you find yourself drawn toward a section where the shelves rise even higher, almost touching the vaulted ceiling, their dark wood gleaming softly in the ambient light, filtering through high, narrow windows. Here, the tomes are grander, some bound in leather so rich it feels like velvet beneath your fingertips, others simply wrapped in plain, sturdy linen, their titles worn smooth by countless hands. You notice one particular alcove, slightly removed from the main thoroughfare, where a single, thick volume rests open on a small, dark wooden stand. It's not a display. It feels more like someone simply paused their reading moments ago, intending to return. The pages are filled with intricate, hand-drawn maps and elegant script that speaks of ancient trade routes and forgotten constellations. A thin, braided bookmark, woven from what looks like moonlight-spun silver thread, marks a specific passage. The light here is particularly gentle, casting long, soft shadows across the patterned rug that muffles any footfalls. Above this quiet reading nook, a small, unlit lantern hangs, its glass panels still faintly smudged with the residue of ancient lamp oil, hinting at countless hours spent by scholars poring over these very same words, long after the mountain sun had set. It is a quiet testament to the enduring power of stories, a silent promise that knowledge, once sought, will always be there, patiently waiting. The soft hum of the library itself, a symphony of settling dust and distant whispers of the wind outside, cradles this scene in a profound stillness, inviting you to simply be, to breathe, and to let your thoughts drift like the dust motes in the gentle light. The stillness deepens, a profound quiet woven from ancient wood and settled dust. The distant whispers of the wind outside only serve to highlight the profound calm within this vast chamber, cradling the scene in a gentle embrace. Your gaze, if it wanders, might softly follow a stray beam of light, tracing its path across the worn flagstones of the floor, leading towards a quiet alcove. Here, tucked away from the main thoroughfare of towering shelves, a low, polished wooden table rests, Its surface, smooth from centuries of gentle touch, holds a single, unrolled map. Not a battle map, nor a treasure chart, but a star chart, ancient and intricate, depicting constellations long since renamed, and nebulae now scattered differently across the cosmic ocean. The parchment is thick and yellowed, its edges softened by time, revealing delicate lines of faded ink. Tiny, almost invisible pinpricks suggest the careful tracking of celestial bodies, marking journeys across the night sky, not through physical space, but through imagination and observation. Beside it, a small, dark wooden box, intricately carved with symbols resembling distant star clusters, sits undisturbed. Its lid is closed, hinting at forgotten instruments, or perhaps more maps, waiting patiently. The air in this alcove feels especially still, as if time itself has paused to observe the quiet wisdom held within these fragile papers. The soft glow from an unseen source, perhaps a forgotten lantern or a sliver of moonlight, casts long, gentle shadows that play across the contours of the map and the carved box, inviting a sense of timeless wonder and serene exploration. There is no urgency here, only the soft hum of history and the quiet breath of the universe, captured on paper, waiting for a gentle gaze. The celestial maps, with their constellations slowly orbiting on parchment, now seem to glow with an even softer light. The air grows stiller, the gentle hum of ancient knowledge settling into a deep, comforting silence. You feel the last echoes of the universe's whispered tales gently fading, like the last embers of a campfire after a long journey. The heavy tomes, filled with star charts and forgotten histories, are now at rest on their shelves, guardians of secrets that sleep as soundly as you are about to. The soft glow from the starlit windows dims further, dissolving the edges of the room into a peaceful twilight. The vastness of the cosmos, once spread out before you in meticulous detail, now folds inward, becoming a quiet, internal landscape. Your own thoughts, like distant stars, begin to twinkle less brightly, receding into the deep, dark expanse of coming sleep. There is nothing left to explore tonight, no more pages to turn, no more paths to follow. Only the quiet promise of rest. Let the ancient library, with its endless wisdom and serene silence, hold you gently within its peaceful embrace. Allow your breath to deepen, slowing, softening. The quiet breath of the universe, once captured on paper, now echoes within you, a lullaby from the stars themselves. You are safe here, surrounded by stories untold and dreams yet to unfurl. Drift now into the deep and welcoming stillness, carried by the gentle current of sleep. Good night.